We welcome you into a very special edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup, an off-season edition, if you will. Ed Cole joining me here, James Poovey, the voice of the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Ed is our analyst for the team. And Ed, I'm so excited. We've had a number of different signees over the past couple of months, and I am just chomping at the bit. I don't know about you for March 25th when we kick off the 2023 season, and I'm excited to see some of these dudes play football, and we're going to meet one of these guys here tonight.
Yeah, I am so excited, JP, to get this thing started. In about 3 months, we'll kick this thing off as we defend our national championship. And again, as you mentioned, we got a young man that we just signed that we are so excited about. That's going to come in and make this defense, that championship defense, that much better.
Absolutely right. It is defensive lineman Rakeem Hatchett joining us, and he's coming to us from West Texas, where I understand it's a little bit chilly right now. He's in there out of Lubbock, Texas. Went to Lubbock Estacado High School. Rakeem, we are so excited to not only meet you and get to learn a little bit about you tonight and see what you're bringing to the table for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Just give us a little bit about your football background and how you've made it here today to, let's face it, it's the dream come true, my friend. You're going to be playing professional football.
Yeah, exactly. I started playing football at the age of 7. My dad put me against some guys that were a little older, 8 and 9 year olds, and from then on, it just took off. Started my career at Lubbock Estacado, my alma mater. My grandfather was a big fan of the school, RIP to my grandfather, and he's another person that encouraged me to play the game. So that's where it jump started for me, and it just took off from there. I gained a real passion for the game at a young age, and I'm very grateful that this opportunity came my way. And I feel like this is where I need to be. This is where God wanted me to be.
Rakeem, you mentioned you played with 8 and 9 year olds, a little bit older than you were back when you were 7. How did that make you better, knowing that you went up against that talent level, some young men that were a little bit more seasoned at this game of football than you did? Of course, you had to kind of get up to speed a little bit faster because these 8 and 9 year olds, they probably ran a little bit faster than you, and they knew the game of football a little bit better than you did. So how did you get up to speed, and how did that process go to, as you mentioned, to get you to love this game of football like you do?
As I went in there as a child, my dad he was my coach, at a young age, and he put me in there with those older guys, and he taught me from then on because I was a little fearful of them guys. They were bigger than me, older than me, but he told me a great message that I carried on till now. He told me that every man put on their pants just like you every day, so you need to go out there and show them guys what you're about. And then once I got that message, and after I got those nervous jitters out, it was just I became a beast on the field with those older guys. So that's how that started with that. And it was just a great advantage for me and got me ready to play the sport.
You know, Rakeem, they talk about football in, as they call it, Beast Texas, out there in East Texas. They play a lot of tough football, like out there at Longview and a number of other schools. But West Texas has got some dudes as well. How has playing Texas high school football, especially in West Texas, toughened you as a football player?
Toughened me a lot of great competition out there. When I started at Estacado, I started as a sophomore. I went out there, played my first game against Hereford, against Hereford. That was my first varsity game, and it was a reality check. These are some big dudes, and just seeing that competition, that speed, that size out there, playing against those guys, it just made me prepare myself as a football player to just go out there and give it my all.
And Rakeem, that time you spent at Estacado, that really got you seasoned and that got you hardened for what you would eventually do at Eastern New Mexico University. How did that experience prepare you for what you were going to do once you got to that collegiate level? Because once you got to Eastern New Mexico, brother, you took off. The numbers were off the charts.
Yes, sir. The coaches there at when I was at Estacado, they prepared me mentally, prepared me as a man, let me know that I was going into a situation where I had to stand up, stand tall, and be a man and accept responsibility. They let me know that it was going to be a business going into college, and just let me know that I just got to accept the journey and just go along with it with no questions asked. So it prepared me a lot to become a football player, to go to Estacado, and it prepared me to be a man, before I went to college.
Rakeem, I got a two-part question for you here. What was the biggest thing that you noticed when you made that jump from the high school game to the college game? And then what do you think will be the biggest difference going from the college game now into the pro level game?
The biggest difference I felt um, from the high school game to the college game was definitely the speed of the game. The speed of the game it became a lot something I had to catch on to. It was more nitty gritty. It was more. It was really important to run to the ball. Everything you do in college, you need to do it with a sense of urgency. So in high school, you could kind of be lackadaisical and kind of be a kid out there. But in college, I noticed I'm out here with grown men that's trying to get positions on the field and trying to jumpstart a career. So everything is with a sense of urgency. So that's the difference I noticed immediately. Like everybody out there trying to get it. And then I feel like the difference going from college to playing professional, I feel like it's going to be another burst of speed. Everybody going to be out there hungry. Basically, I feel like it's going to be another transition into another burst of speed, a change of speed in the game going into playing professional football. That's what I think the difference is going to be.
Rakeem, you talked to our director of communications, Tucker Welch, and you told him that you thought your professional football days, your dreams of playing pro football, weren't going to happen. But then Coach Les Moss, in his infinite wisdom, saw your tape and he liked what you saw. Why did you think that your career was pretty much over? Why did you really think that this was not going to happen for you?
I really I just it was to a point. It was a point in time where I just lost hope. Where I was like, I think that was it for me. That last season, that 2021 season, when I got done playing, the season didn't go as well, and I just felt like, dang, is this it? But then something in me said, no, keep pushing that film. You got it in you. You can play on the next levels. You just got to have hope. So I just had faith. But yes, it was a point in time where I felt like that was it for me.
Rakeem, I had the pleasure of watching some of your game film a little bit earlier today, getting ready to meet you tonight. And it's great to meet you, by the way. I really love the ball get off. You have great separation at the line of scrimmage, and then you're able to shed that block real quick. You talk about the speed of the game increasing. Now you're going to go into the indoor game where we shrink the field basically in half. And so now you almost have to be twice as fast with your feet and twice as fast with your hands. How do you think that part of your game that already seems to be pretty honed from what I can tell is going to help you out at the next level?
I just feel like I play with a lot of tenacity and I got a motor. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's going to help me a lot when I get it. I feel like when I get in bad situations at the line, if I misplace my hands, I know for a fact that I'm going to get out and run and look for that ball. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm very aggressive off the line, and I just have no fear. I play with a lot of passion, so I feel like that's going to help me a lot. Play side to side, play to those walls, and get to that backfield and get to those quarterbacks. So I just feel like it's, my tenacity and my motor with the game is going to help me a lot in this league.
And you getting used to the indoor game as opposed to the outdoor game. I'm sure from the physical standpoint and the mental standpoint, you've got that, Rakeem. But being able to go inside these buildings and play indoors as opposed to outdoors, and the crowds are going to be different. It's going to be smaller. It's probably going to be a different mindset for you, knowing that you've got these fans like really on you inside of a building, and it's going to be loud. And it's as we mentioned, the field's cut off by 50 yards. It's a 50-yard indoor game as opposed to a 100-yard game. It's going to be a different kind of walk on for you to get used to a different set of football and a different way of playing football.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be. I definitely. That's what I'm noticing with the game. Been watching a couple things on there, and watching a couple games on YouTube and seeing how the speed is. And I do see the environment and how it is. But at the end of the day, I just feel like I got to go in there and just play football. You know what I'm saying? And with this, I feel like with this league, it's about flying around. And you can't. It's no shortcuts with this league. You got to get to the point. If you're gonna get to the play, get to the play. You can't walk around and no time to be lazy. You got to be in shape, and I just feel like that's really important for me going into this league.
That's a great segue for my next question. You mentioned you've basically been out of the game for a full season now. What have you been doing personally to stay in shape and as we say, stay ready so I don't have to get ready when that call comes? And that call came from Coach Les Moss, and it's going to be time to turn it up to 11 here in about 10 more weeks.
Yes, sir. I've definitely been in that gym getting some work in. I'm at a gym called True Fit down here in Lubbock, Texas, and it's got a field in there, getting some field work in. Just getting myself prepared mentally and definitely physically, keeping my wind up, going out doing sprints, definitely lifting weights, getting my strength up. Because again, I know I'm going out here with grown men, like I'm a grown man myself. So playing in those trenches, I know I got to be a dog. So that's what I've been preparing myself to be, as a dog.
And I like the quote that you gave to Tucker. I bet on myself. I still have more left in the tank. I know your tank is. You look at it as completely full. Do you not think of it that way?
But my tank, I do. I feel like I
Or
got a lot.
a good portion full?
Yes, I feel like I got a lot left in the tank because I definitely, again, like you said, I bet on myself, and like I said, I pushed that film, and I just felt like I had so much left in the tank, and that's definitely what I feel. I feel I got a lot to show the game, and I got a lot more, left in me.
How excited were you, Rakeem, when this finally came to fruition and you knew it was an official thing and you were going to be playing football for the Northern Arizona Wranglers? And it's probably the same amount of excitement that you're feeling as you can't wait for March and to be able to finally get out there on the field once again and show everybody what you got.
When I found out I was gonna have another opportunity to play ball again, it was just like a weight lifted off my shoulders. Like it's like it's like my prayers were answered. You know what I mean? That's all I ever wanted, was just to continue to play the game and give the game as much as I can as long as I'm on this earth. You know what I mean? So I was definitely grateful for the opportunity when I got the opportunity, and I definitely want to take full advantage of it.
Rakeem, how important will the love from your family be for you as you get ready for this endeavor, this achievement that you got to play in this game of professional football? I'm sure your family, hopefully, they'll travel as much as they can to our games up in Prescott Valley to come see you play for the Wranglers at home, and maybe some road trips, whatever. But your family and the love and support that they have for you.
It's very important. My family's been by my side through my whole career. My mother, and my dad especially, for sure. He's been my coach. He's been my support system. That's a guy. That's a person that definitely encouraged me and tried to instill it in my head that you got some more football to play, son. That's what he would tell me. So that's another person that pushed me to continue to try to look for outlets to play some more ball. So my family is very important. I got my nephews, my mom, my sister, my whole family behind me. So I look at family as very important in supporting me through this journey.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rakeem, we can't wait to meet some of your family when they come to Prescott Valley, hopefully this coming season for a game or hopefully all 8 games that we're going to play there at the Finley Toyota Center. Has there been a particular coach that you might like to say a word or two to that made a difference in your journey throughout the football time? You mentioned your dad. Maybe it's your dad, or maybe it's another coach that really maybe pushed you in the right direction, or maybe held you accountable, or maybe told you some things that you didn't really want to hear at the time, but maybe looking back, hey, coach was right. He helped me get on the right path and maybe helped me get to where I'm at today.
Definitely, definitely my dad for sure. But it was one coach in particular through my collegiate football career that came around my redshirt sophomore year. His name was Coach Charlie Rizzio. This was a defensive line coach that was real. That was real. Just cared about the position a lot. You know what I mean? That just showed me a lot of tangibles, showed me a lot of tools that I can use. And he saw that was one coach I know for sure that I remember that just felt like had a lot of potential. That felt like I had a lot of potential, and he pushed me every day, and he really made me, fall in love with the game even more on a collegiate standpoint. Like, because I was just as my freshman year coming in, I was not focused. And then that come my redshirt freshman season, he came along and he just made me have that drive and was like, you know what, I can be really good at this. So that coach for sure, Coach Charlie Rizzio, he definitely pushed me and, switched that gear in my mind to become, the football player I am today.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure to meet you tonight, Rakeem, and we can't wait to meet you in person when we get things going there in the middle part of March up there in Prescott Valley. And we're excited to have you as part of the Wranglers family, and we know you're going to do some great things up there in the Northern Arizona portion of the great state 48 here.
Definitely. I'm definitely excited to be a part of this championship culture. And I just want to, like I said, I just want to be that piece to the puzzle that fits right in.
Well, you are definitely that, Rakeem. We appreciate you coming on, brother, and we cannot wait to see you at training camp. And as JP mentioned, on March 25th, when we drop those inners and those rings start, when that bling starts showing up there, that's going to be a great night.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic, Ed. I tell you what. Thanks again, Rakeem Hatchett, joining us here. One of the newest members of the Northern Arizona Wranglers. He's going to play on that defensive line up front. And Ed, as you know, that was one of the big keys to the success of the team last season, was the ability for the defensive line to clog up those holes and allow those guys on the back end to run around and make tackles and make interceptions as well.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Looking
But RK,
forward to it.
we thank you, brother, for your time, and man, we cannot wait to see you. And welcome to the squad.
Hey, yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Have a great night. Rakeem Hatchett joining us here, and a pleasure to meet that young man, Ed. And he's going to be doing some great things for the football team coming up in the spring of 2023.
Yes, sir.